The Change Lab locates Global Citizenship Education into the heart of learning within the Professional Master of Education programme in the National College of Art and Design in a way that instills a motivation and awareness to teach for social justice and climate sustainability.
I think it's incredibly important to bring social justice into the classroom and to help students navigate the world that they're going to be entering into after secondary school, and to help them navigate what it is to comment on social issues in art.
How they do this is through their practice as artists, researchers and teachers. And this creates a sustainable pedagogy that they move beyond the gallery space and translate into their experience out in the classroom on school placement.
Well, for our group, we found it very beneficial to get out into the community, as that's one of the things we were looking into. We went out with the intention to find out what the community wants and just to experience those places where the community would congregate and have these conversations that we were kind of looking forward to. And these spaces provide a space for these conversations to kind of happen, and it was a really nice experience.
This space really just validates us as artists, and it's also really nice to see the public walking past the window and taking such a strong interest in the work. It's just really encouraging for us every day to see that.
I thought it was very interesting to step back into our art practices and becoming an artist again. It's something that I feel like I stepped away from when I was teaching, and it was very hard to go back to it and try to write up a unit of learning or write up a lesson plan when you're not thinking of an artist, you're not thinking of the student either. And remember how much I like it as well. I think that was a big thing.
So it was really nice to re-familiarise ourselves with the processes that we asked students to complete in the classroom. And it was really good to get first-hand experience of doing the respond, research and create as artists again, and then how we can bring that back into the classroom.
So we decided to look at the idea of care within education. So as future educators, we felt it was really important that we examine the system that we were entering into, and we noticed quite quickly that there was a lack of discourse around care in education, and that care is really integral to our educational experience and our experience as humans.
So thinking about yourself both as an educator and an artist, I'm really thinking how both can interplay, and how your thinking process and how you respond to your artistic practice can inform how you teach and subjects that you can teach.
This year there was a particular emphasis on reflexive practice in terms of the formation of the artist teacher. So they were asked to maintain a reflective journal over the process of the Change Lab, a pause for thought notebook. And during this time, they explored 3 different key areas of inquiry. They explored the practice of their artist-teacher formation and becoming pedagogical. They explored the materials that they used to respond to the issue that they were focusing on. They also thought about the significance and the importance of place, the expectation and the weight and the validation of being in the gallery. They also sought for answers beyond the enclosures of the white walls to search for places that authenticated their inquiry.
The emphasis, I think, on research during the Change Lab really gave us the confidence to kind of explore outside of the gallery space. And we went and met people who kind of taught us new skills, gave us loads of information and their knowledge, and then brought that all back into the gallery space and really created a lab environment where we replicated what we learned and then experimented with what we learned.
From this project, I think I've came up with loads of ideas for units of learning and lesson plans as well. This whole Change Lab, I've learned so much from other people's projects and things I've never even thought about before. I think our teachers in general, if they're coming to the Change Lab, will learn a lot from it, and they'll be able to bring it into their classrooms.
It was a great experience to collaborate with a group, to get out of your comfort zone and get out of the teaching space and step back in the gallery space and really immerse yourself back into your practice. I feel like maybe the characteristics that you bring to a group, the different group dynamics and how we work together, and I just felt like the experience was invaluable.
I think then as a teacher going forward, the experience has really taught us to encourage and support all the change makers that are already in our art rooms now. And that has been a wonderful confidence to have that after the Change Lab.
As artists, designers, and as educators, we feel it's very important to acknowledge the concept of pausing for thought, to take a moment to acknowledge all that you have and to be able to make considered and conscious decisions.
In the spirit of reflection during this Change Lab, we ask you too, the viewer, to pause for thought, to think beyond the self and consider how we live our lives amongst each other.